Today I'd like to talk to you about how to fly a helicopter. Why don't we quickly hop in there and I'll show you how it works. I'd like to talk about the different controls that we have. There's 3 of them for the helicopter. The first one is my left hand over here, and this is called the collective stick, okay? So what actually happens with this one, I can raise this collective stick and I can lower it back down again, and the pitch angle of each rotor blade is actually increasing and decreasing as I raise and lower this collective, okay? What that does, the more pitch angle that you have on a rotor blade, the more lift it creates, and then the helicopter is going to go up. So to make this into simple terms, when I raise this collective, the helicopter is going to go up. When I lower the collective, the helicopter is going to go back down. Okay, so the second control I'd like to talk about, this is the most complex control here, and that's the cyclic. So you use the cyclic with your right hand, and this one is what makes the helicopter fly forwards, backwards, left, or right, okay? So all I need to simply do is I push this cyclic forward, or I pull it back, or I push it left, or to the right here. As the blades spin around in a circle, they change their pitch angle based on where they are in that rotor disc, okay? So if I push the cyclic all the way forward, the blade over there is starting to decrease its pitch. It reaches its lowest pitch angle at the front of the helicopter, and then it starts to increase the pitch angle as it comes around to this side of the helicopter, and it reaches its maximum angle at the very back. If you think about each blade individually spinning around in a really, really fast circle, it creates a rotor disc, and now that disc, wherever I point this cyclic, left or right, forward or back, that rotor disc is going to follow that cyclic control, and that's where the helicopter is going to fly, okay? So if the rotor disc tilts forward, the helicopter will fly forward. If the rotor disc tilts backwards, the helicopter is going to fly backwards. Okay, now lastly, we have the pedal control input. They control the tail rotor in the back, and they control the pitch angle, similarly to the collective that we talked about, the pitch angle of the blades on the tail rotor. And so if I were to use my pedals here, and I were to push right pedal, that's going to increase the pitch angle of the tail rotor blades in the back. If I were to use more right pedal, the helicopter is going to spin around to the right. If I were to use more left pedal, or actually I could technically say if I were to just ease off my right pedal, then I'm going to allow the helicopter to spin around to the left, okay? So I can control the rotation in one horizontal plane, left and right, by using my left and right pedals, and that'll control the tail rotor in the back. On the collective, I have a throttle control as well, okay? Now something that's unique about helicopters is they actually run at a fixed RPM, very unlike a car or any other type of machine, even like an airplane. I have this throttle control right here, so I can roll on throttle once I've started the helicopter, and the governor control will take it over. It's going to bring it up to full revs for me, and then when I raise and lower that collective, the engine is actually producing more or less torque, and that I have a torque gauge here that shows me how much torque I'm using. And typically the maximum that you can use in a helicopter is 100% torque, and so you can see here as I raise and lower the collective, I can increase and decrease my torque setting right here up to a maximum of 100%. So if I was on takeoff, depending on how heavy I was, I could be watching that gauge there, and I could be monitoring how much power I'm able to pull, and I can pull all the way up to 100%, but I can't exceed 100%.